we will go ahead and get started right away with Mr. Brian Sandalo from the Chicago Sun-Times.
Thank you, E. And Ezra, thank you for making some time for us this afternoon. We appreciate it. Just wondering if there's anything you can say about whether a deal for Georgios could see us as close, or just anything with the possibility of him coming to the Fire.
Yeah, well, we're looking to add players to the roster because we feel that we need to have some additional players, some reinforcements, so to speak. But Georgios is a contracted player right now, and is something I don't feel at liberty to speak on. But he's a player. I'm familiar with the player, and he's a very good player. So he definitely has some qualities and stuff. But as far as speaking as to whether or not he's joining us or whether or not there's something on the table there, I'd rather not discuss that just because of the fact that he's a player that's on a contract with a different team, and I just want to respect that situation.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Recording in progress.
Apologies for that. We will go ahead and continue with Vas Skamnias from Soccer Sub podcast. And I apologize if I mispronounced your name.
How's the audio, guys? Sorry, I was having a little issues before.
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you so much, Coach. So I hope you had a good off season and an even better preseason. And just to start, without giving away too much, who has impressed you the most this preseason up top? And who can the fans possibly expect to start this week?
Wow. Well, I think, several guys have been very impressive. We feel that due to the number of injuries we had at the end of the season last year with Casper and Jairo and Wyatt and Gaston and Herbers, we are very happy the way these guys have came back and have been playing this off season, this preseason. Jairo, especially, I thought has been playing really, really well. Casper has been, a lot better than, before the surgery. So that's good to see some improvements being made there with him. But I think we're just happy with, the entire group. It's a group that, we are very confident in, and to see these guys, especially the ones that were out for the latter part of the season last year, come back and almost having like 3 or 4 new players because they were gone from the team for so long last year. It's very delightful for us, and we're happy right now with the way things are going.
Thank you, Coach. Next, we'll go to Hernan Espinosa from La Fiera Deportiva.
Yes, Ezra. My question is about Jairo. You mentioned Jairo. Last year, he suffered a lot of injuries, and probably this year he's going to start like brand new. How you seeing his improvement in this offseason and this preseason with the new team?
Well, it's been very, very good so far. Like I said, we're very happy with the way he came back. He's a player that we brought in last year to really help make a difference, and due to injuries, he was unable to do that. He never really got going, and so we never got to see the player that we recruited and that we signed to come here. But I think he took an initiative upon himself to get himself healthy, did the surgery that he needed, and also he hired a personal chef, personal trainer in the off season, which I think has helped him a lot. And I think the fans and the league are going to see the Jairo Torres that we brought in last year that they didn't get a chance to see due to the injury. So from that standpoint, I'm very happy with the way how he took care of himself in off season and what he's been able to do for us so far this preseason. It's really, really uplifting to see him. Because we've all played this game. We know no matter how good you are, your talent level, injuries are sometimes the thing that keeps you back. And I think him getting over his injuries and being able to play so well and perform so well this offseason, this preseason, has been very good for the team and for himself, for his confidence. So look for a brand new Jairo, so to speak, this season.
Thank you. Next, we will go to Omar Ramos from TUDN Radio.
Bum, 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 bum.
We hear you, Omar.
Oh my goodness. Sorry about
Your
that.
line is
Coach.
open.
Mil disculpas. Coach Ezra, Omarcio here from Univision Chicago and the Spanish voice for the Chicago Fire FC. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I'd like to ask you, with Slonina, departing overseas, how do you feel about the goaltending this year?
Well, we have three very competitive, very capable goalkeepers in Brady, Richie, and we've brought in Gal now. Brady is someone who's come through the ranks, just as Slonina did. Richie's been with us now a couple years, and Gal we just picked up in the off season. What we wanted to do is make sure that at every position there's competition, and I think that's what we have with the goalkeeper position. And they've all three, when called upon, have showed well this preseason. So we're very happy from that standpoint. Obviously, they don't replace Slonina and what he's able to do for us last year, but we feel like we're on the right track as far as having three capable goalkeepers that could step in any game in the league and do well for us. We still have a week due to the bye week before we have to make a decision on a starting lineup, so they'll continue to compete for that position, and either way it turns out, I think we'll be happy because they've all three shown really, really well this preseason.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you. As a reminder, if you have a question, please use the raised hand icon. And next, we will go back to Mr. Sandalo.
Thank you, Ms. Sanchez. Just to be clear, Ezra, you have not made a decision yet on the starting goalie for March 4th?
Yes, that has not been made yet.
Okay. All right. And then I guess moving on, we're going to talk to Carlos Terán in a few minutes. Just wondering, is there a way, is it possible for you guys to find a way to get him, Chios, and Omsberg on the field at the same time? Because it seems like those three have the potential, have all been very strong for you in the past. Is there a way to get them all on the field at the same time?
I think if we went to a back three where we had three center backs, that would be possible. But for right now, because we play in a back four and we just use the two central center backs, there'll only be two on the pitch at a time. The way how games go, sometimes maybe we go to a three in the back to show up a lead or something like that. But to start a game, because we play a back four, it'll be two of the three. And again, there's very good competition there. I think at the beginning of the season last year, Carlos came in a little injured. Wyatt was playing well, but then when Wyatt went down, Carlos came in and he played well, and Rafa was just consistently good throughout the season. So we have a good situation there, and also we have Kendall Burks, who has came on really, really well, has developed really, really well, and showed very, very well in preseason this year. So we have a quartet of center backs that are playing really, really well right now, and it's a good situation for a coach to have, and especially a team like us that want to continue to, keep it at zeros in the back. It's really, really good to have that, that strength back there in your team. So we're very happy with all four players. And again, we have another week to decide on the starting two, but it will be two at a time as far as how we line up to start a game on March 4th.
Okay, thank you. And then just to clarify, Wyatt, after the injury, how's he doing physically right now?
He's doing well. All of the players that ended the season last year injured have came back and are playing well right now. We still have to be careful with some guys because we don't want to re-injure guys, but we're very happy with where the guys are performing, and it makes for competition, and that's all we wanted. It's to have players competing week in and week out for that position come Saturday at 7:30 at night, because I think at times last year it was too easy to just say, okay, this guy's probably going to start or that guy's probably going to start. And we wanted to make sure in the off season at every position we had minimum 2 guys competing for that spot on Saturday, because that's how you get your team better. That's how you get your training sessions to be more competitive. And I think we're on the right track with that.
Thank you. Next, we'll go back to Vas. Vas, do you have a question? I see that your hand is raised.
Sorry, it's me,
I'm
Elizabeth.
sorry, I forgot to unmute myself. I apologize. So, Coach, thank you for that insight. And you guys brought in Arnaud Soued from Montpellier, and you kind of highlighted that you wanted at least one player in each position to try to get the best out of each other. What does he offer that maybe Justin Reynolds doesn't? I know there's a big age gap there, but can you see Justin getting some good game time this year behind Arnaud?
Well, as far as that position goes, we have 3 guys there. So we have Arnaud, we also brought in Dean, and we have Justin that we brought up through the academy from the second team. So Arnaud was brought in because we needed someone after losing Bulky. We needed someone with some experience there. So he was brought in. He's a very good footballer, and he plays the style that we like as far as how we like for our outside backs to get forward. So he fits that profile very, very well. So that's why he's here. But again, it's competition. I would say, Arnaud, obviously he's probably the front runner there. But as far as, backing him up, we have Justin and we have Dean also that can play on the left side also. But he was mainly brought in to compete for that position right back. So we're not 3 deep in every position, but that's one position that for sure we have 3 guys that we're going to allow to compete for that position. Justin is probably a little faster, probably more athletic, but he's also 18, 19 years old. And we have Dean, who's about 24, 25, has played some time in the USL. But Arnaud was brought in, because we needed to shore up that position after losing our starting right back last year.
Thank you. We'll take one more question. We'll go with Omar Ramos.
All right, cool. So I'd like to ask you, Coach, can you hear me?
Yes.
Mic check 1, 2.
Yep.
Awesome. The way that you prep for the New York City game, is there like added pressure when it comes to starting the season off with a team that obviously ended up in the standings like they did last year? That kind of gave the Fire some trouble last year. Is there some added pressure since this is like the first game of the season?
Well, in this job, there's always pressure, right? But no matter who you're playing in this league, you better be prepared. You have to be prepared week in, week out, because there's a lot of parity in the league, and at any point, any team can beat you. So we realized that, first 2 games are against the teams who finished playing for the Eastern Conference Final Championship last year, and so it's not going to be an easy task. But, we can't let that pressure stop us from, being confident and stepping out there and being confident, especially in the first game. We're at home. We know that if you take care of your games at home, you'll put yourself in a good position come August, September as far as making the playoffs. So we definitely want to start off on the right foot this year. And it could have been an expansion team in St. Louis, or it could be New York NYCFC. The pressure was always going to be there, and we would have to, make sure that we're prepared and ready to play. But, that being said, it's a home game, and we're expecting to win our home game. So we're going to go out and try to do exactly that and not let the pressure get to us.
Perfecto. Gracias. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Coach, for taking the time.